I'm Callum O'Reilly and I'm the Renewable Strategic Originator at Drax. I focus on facilitating CPPAs for our clients, and today I'll be debunking some common myths about corporate power purchase agreements. CPPAs are only for large corporates. True and false. I think if you had asked me this question a few years ago, I probably would have said true, but the market is shifting and changing, and corporate PPAs are now becoming more accessible to the smaller buyer. The reason for this is that multi-buyer corporate PPAs are becoming more popular. Here at Drax, we have a product which does exactly this. Our Galloway corporate PPA is a baseload PPA from our hydro assets. What we're able to do is we're able to sell corporate PPAs from the single asset to multiple buyers, as well as super flexible contract lengths and short quantities, which makes these corporate PPAs accessible to small buyers who are unable to commit to long contract lengths and big purchases. CPPAs are only about sustainability. False. Corporate PPAs, yes, do offer sustainability benefits, and that was originally how they became so popular. However, today corporate PPAs play a really important role by offering businesses price stability through their fixed pricing structure. In this way, corporate PPAs can protect and insulate businesses from market volatility, which is why they become extremely popular during periods of market stress, such as today, like the Middle East conflict, or during the COVID-19 pandemic. You have to lock in for 10 to 15 years. False again. Traditionally, when corporate PPAs were introduced to the market, they did relate to new build projects, and because of that, developers needed 10 to 15-year contracts in order to secure enough revenue to pay off the debt for developing that project. However, the renewable energy market in today's current environment is a lot more mature than it was 10 to 15 years ago. A lot of these projects are already operational and have mostly fully repaid their debt. Because of that, they don't require the same level of project finance, and developers are able to sell corporate PPAs at much shorter term tenors, even 3 to 5 years, again, making it more accessible for the everyday buyer. CPPAs are complex. This is a tough one because corporate PPAs can be very complex. There are ways to make these structures more simple, and the primary way to do that is to do a corporate PPA directly with your supplier. This allows them to better manage the risk and make the contract more efficient because most of the big T's and C's should have already been dealt with in your supply contract. Here at Drax, we do have a corporate PPA contracting structure, which is simple, and we're able to do this by offering a corporate PPA directly from one of our own assets. This is a 2-page side letter to the supply contract and is a lot easier to digest than your standard 50-page corporate PPA, making it less complex and more accessible. You should only consider a CPPA if it's cheaper than a standard electricity contract. False. Corporate PPAs traditionally are not cheaper than your standard purchasing mechanisms within your supply contract. And that's because a corporate PPA is a little different to a standard electricity purchase. You're getting electricity from a named and known source, so it's more traceable than what you would typically get in your supply contract. Because of that, corporate PPAs do come at a premium. More importantly, corporate PPAs should be looked at as a risk management tool rather than a price-beating tool. You're taking long-term protection against market volatility and not necessarily looking to beat the market. And those are some common myths busted, and that's it from me. If you have any questions, all the links are in the description below.